A very pleasant good evening to you as we welcome you inside the Tower Grill on the campus of Arizona Christian University for the Storm Report, Season 2, Episode 6, for the 24th day of October 2022. I'm your program host, Kevin Derryberry, and joining me on the set, my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole, and our lead guest this evening will be the head coach for ACU football, the man in the middle at his head coach, Jeff Bowen. And we welcome you to the Storm Report once again. Jam-packed program for you. If things go as planned, we will talk with Maurice Rockette. He'll be on the show, as well as defensive lineman Marty Rodriguez. Big fella, number 99, will join the set as well. And we'll also take it to the outside of things. We'll take it to the cross-country scene as the ACU men's and women's cross-country team had a lot of success this past weekend. We will speak with MaryAlice Mitchell, and we'll also speak with Trey Janssen. Both of them, were very instrumental in this weekend's performance working the cross-country scene. Coach, we welcome you to the broadcast. How are you tonight?
Good.
Fantastic. Ed Cole, my friend, how are you, sir?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
We are doing well.
Coach?
How are you?
Well, let's get to the matters at hand, and that was an 81-19 victory in Tyler, Texas. And there is a lot of things to go with this football game, but let's just start with the first one. 81 points, a program record. We kind of just talked about it before. You weren't going for 100. You weren't going for 90. This is how the ebb and the flow of this football game went. You got to play almost everybody on your roster if you didn't play every single player. And we got to mix in the ones to the threes, and everybody got to pitch in and participate in this one, and it was a thumping.
Yeah, no one plans for those type of scores or anything like that. You want your team to play well and execute, and it's always great when you can get backups in the game and get them playing meaningful minutes, and that happened. And the whole travel squad played. They were all in early. Most of them were in the first half. So that was it was thorough, to say the least. But I was proud of the guys executing. And then when the backups went in, we really didn't miss a beat, and they were doing a lot of good things too. So that's kudos to them and their time on the field, because they deserve to get after it also.
No doubt about it. Ed's going to give you some numbers, but I'll tell you what, the three phases that we often refer to, right? You got it done on the offense, on the defense, and of course the special teams. But the couple things of mention, how about the block punt early in the game? Kind of, you had already set the tone at that point, but the fact that you got a block punt, Donovan Bailey was at the right place at the right time. Christian Threadgill was there to block the punt. And, once that touchdown came easy, it seemed like everything else was just downhill for you the entire game.
Yeah, it was pretty much from start to finish. We got the ball quick, scored quick. We got, the block punt it wasn't even our full block. It was a half block that we used, and then we're working to return the ball too. And the guys did a great job executing, and we, get a score out of it. It's always nice when they're not free points, but their extra point scores are always huge. They say if you get a punt blocked in the game, the team that gets it blocked is going to lose over 80% of the time. I don't know who does these stats, but that's what I've been told. But it holds true in a lot of instances. So the guys did a great job there. We also blocked an extra point.
Mr. Threadgill again, right?
Yep, scooped it up and got 2 points out of that, and the fake punt. If you do foolish things against us, we're going to make you pay it with our punt team, and that's kind of what we were able to do again. And so the special teams did a great job. Maurice did a great job returning kicks. So it was a full team effort.
It certainly was. Add 1 point about the 2-point conversion, if you will. The kick was blocked by Christian Threadgill, and then Jackson Ortiz, 97 yards later to the end zone. We hadn't seen that in AC history before either, Coach.
No, that was the first too. So
a lot of firsts.
Got somebody else's name in the record book, so that was good. Yep.
Of course, a big number, Coach. 303 yards rushing on 40 rushes.
Wow.
7 of 10 on third down. 7 of 7 in the red zone. Obviously, everything was clicking. 18 rushing, first downs. Talk about that running game and how strong and how important that was on Saturday.
Well, the guys did a great job of executing up front. The linemen did a great job. If you watch the game, we didn't do a whole lot. It was a pretty simplistic, basic game plan, and just wanted to execute and and the guys got the inside zone going, and we ran some sweep and just in our counter game, and just kind of went with the basics, and everyone was executing. And anytime you rush for 300 yards, that's a great night. I don't care who it's against. So we were glad to do that. Get the running game going.
How'd you grade out your offensive line based on those numbers?
Coach Nelson had them graded out pretty high. The guys executed well, and the backups played a ton, and they executed well too. So that shows that they were focused and in the game plan all week, because they went in and didn't miss a beat.
You know, the defense, we talked about what they've done the last couple of weeks. Anytime you really allow less than 20 points in a Sooner Athletic Conference football game, you've done your work throughout the week. In this case, it was just 19 for Texas College. Their numbers will scare you, because ACU just went in there and they thrashed them so much that they're almost gaudy, right? These are Madden-type numbers that you guys put up. But on the special teams, I want to go back to the Threadgill bit, because Coach Corcoran continues to really coach them up in this category, in special teams. And then you guys put on another fake punt. And you were successful there again, 3 out of 4. And Riley Tucker he's on the main stage for all those fake punts. Mm-hmm. So if you would, just give us a little something on the special teams and the calls and the timing of that, because you guys are singing the right tunes.
Well, it's I've always believed in executing high at the special teams level. Put a lot of effort into that throughout my coaching career, and the guys have done a great job executing that, and all the coaches, but Sean and Barry especially have put together really good game plans with the fakes, and then just our kicking game. Manny's been great, 10 for 10 extra points, made another 47-yard field goal.
Did you say 10 for 10, Coach?
10 for 10?
10 for 10 on extra
That's a
points.
first.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a first for his career.
Yeah. So the guys just executed well, and if you study statistically in analytics in football, if it doesn't take a genius to figure out special teams are going to be out there in a college football game, 40 plus plays. You can't take 40 plays off. So our guys have bought into the philosophy of making special teams a key part for us, and it's played huge dividends for us here down the stretch.
It really has. Yep.
Yeah, special teams, talk about Maurice, Rockette, 19 yards on kickoff returns, 48 on punt returns. Of course, he had 49 yards through on offense and a touchdown. Talk about Maurice and just the pretty much the Swiss Army knife. He can pretty much do it all, Coach.
And that's what we try to use him. We use him in a lot of different ways offensively, in the backfield, in the slot, throwing it to him, handing it off to him. He was always the kick returner for us, and he's developed into the guy that we're going to use in the punt returns and stuff like that. So that's been huge. He's a weapon whenever he's on the field. So really proud of his development.
Coach, quick one on Riley Tucker, another interception for him. He's tied Jordan Francis for the team lead with 5 at one point. That was tops in the NAIA. And for Riley, he returns one to the house from 21 yards away. Not only does he record his 19th career interception, but he also, is it 19? Maybe it's 18. I believe it's 18. But then he houses one, and now he's in the record books there for the most interception returns for scores. And you guys just keep breaking records. But Riley Tucker, for him, he was at a homecoming from Dallas, Texas, playing in Tyler. There were a bunch of people there to support him. And I think he even flew home. So It was a great weekend for Riley Tucker and his family.
Yeah, Riley's done a great job. I mean, it's 4 years of his production. He's an All-American. He's an All-Conference guy. He's made a lot of plays for us over the years, and he's got a few more games left. So I hope he keeps making plays and coming up with some picks. But that's an impressive number. 18 interceptions in a career is impressive, and to take another one back is again, also impressive. So kudos to him for sure.
And throw out more numbers. Aiden Quinn is 31st and 32nd touchdowns in his career, 2 touchdowns on Saturday. What more can you say about that young man and his illustrious career since he's been a member of the Firestorm?
Oh, TD is TD. He's been with me 4 years, and we have a great relationship. He understands what I want from him, and he has a great relationship with Coach Kruk, the offense coordinator and quarterback coach, and he's going to give us a chance to win every week, because he's got that little it factor. Things break down a little bit, he can turn it into a good play. It's almost like trying to keep him under control because he's a 100 miles an hour type of kid, and he just creates opportunities for our offense, not just for him but the players around him too. So he's been special. Yep.
Coach, when his career is over, we're going to have the Tyler Duncan show, and we'll just talk about Tyler. But he put on another whale of a performance. The first play of the second half, the 55-yard strike on the slant to Derek Anderson. That's how you start the second half, but here we go again kind of thing. But just the idea, one play, quick strike, and in that play you saw great pass protection. You saw a good decision from Tyler Duncan, and then that burst, that track star speed we've seen from D.A. He looks like he's healthy now. And just the club, another example of you guys were firing on all cylinders on Saturday.
Yeah, Derek made a good catch, in open space. They were just doing some stuff that we were going to take advantage of. I mean, it is what it is. So, it got a good matchup, got a favorable look, triggered the ball, and D.A. does a great job.
It should be noted for Coach Jeff Bowen, that was his 50th career win here at ACU, 50-19. ACU 4 straight wins in the Sooner Athletic Conference. And for Langston falling this weekend, OUAZ falling this weekend, the dominoes are starting to fall in the way that we would really love to see. And so a lot of great, exciting football still ahead of this ACU football team. Oklahoma Panhandle State under the lights Saturday night, and it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one, Coach. They're just a half game behind in the Sooner Athletic Conference. That'll be another big, huge matchup. Finally getting back to some more home cooking.
Well, we talked about it today. When we were sitting at 1-2, there wasn't a lot of a lot of cheering going on for what was going on with us. And to the players' credit, they just stayed the course. Bought into the process. We continued to improve, and I think that early season struggle it's hardened us some. And the guys are playing hard. They're executing, and everyone knows we've lost a boatload of players, but guys have developed and are stepping into roles and getting it done. And with Langston beating Ottawa and then Texas Wesleyan losing in a surprise game to Louisiana Christian, who we lost to early in the year, that was a big loss for them, 33-9. And then all of a sudden you go from, hey, we're fourth in the league to, hey, we went out, and the worst thing that can happen is you're co-conference champions. So you go from that to winning the conference championship is a testament to the guys and their ability to stay the course when there wasn't a lot of positive vibe early on.
Coach Bowen, 30 seconds or less. The most recent poll was released this week. ACU put up 81 points in victory, and somehow we are on the outside looking in this week. Your thoughts on that?
Well, humans vote, and sometimes you got to wonder what's going on. But
wonder what's going on.
And I'm a member of that group, so I got to be careful because I'm also voting and all that kind of stuff as far as on the national level. But you know what? It'll all take care of itself. It really does. I'm not into disappointed or into that because that's not going to determine where we finish. The bottom line is we got to beat OPSU this week, and then polls come into play, and then you got to win the next week, and polls come into play every week. So just take care of your business, and God willing, the polls take care of themselves before the end of the year.
Coach, you said it the right way. You said it exactly how I thought you were going to say it. I'll say it the way I wanted to say it. That was Edna Derryberry, my grandmother, would have told me she would have been peeved over that entire escapade with the polling. So we're going to just ride out with that. I don't use that word very often. Coach, always appreciate your candor, and we look forward to seeing you Saturday night. Let's get those fans out there. Are we any special theme night? We wearing black? What are we doing Saturday night?
I don't know. I tell you what, our fans have been outstanding this year, and they've been a factor for us. That when they showed up at the Ottawa game, it was phenomenal. We had a packed house, and then everyone thought it'd be a kind of a fall off playing Lion, a little anticlimactic thing, and the student body was there, and they're bringing it. And, I hope they show up again. Maybe I'll have a little surprise for them, throw something into the stands for them or something.
All right, we're looking forward to it.
Okay.
We're going to turn our attention to the cross-country circuit. MaryAlice Mitchell is here with us, as well as Trey Janssen. We're going to talk a little cross-country straight ahead on the Storm Report. Don't go away. We welcome you back inside the Tower Grill. It's the Storm Report for the 24th day of October 2022. Now joining us on the program, this is MaryAlice Mitchell, and we also have on the set Trey Janssen.
Hi.
Two superstar cross-country performers who stood out, who showed up and showed out this past weekend in Rockland. Let's begin with MaryAlice Mitchell. Thank you for being on the show. How are you this evening?
I'm really good.
Doing all right?
Yeah, it's kind of cold outside, but other than that, I'm good. I'm like from Washington, and so I was trying to leave the cold, and I'm kind of upset about
Okay,
it.
yes.
But I'm good.
Well, MaryAlice, this is fall in Arizona. Get used to it.
And
Okay.
to be honest with you, you're going to probably be very distant with friends of yours by saying it's cold, because everyone here right now is beyond appreciative of this type of weather.
Absolutely.
But I'm with you. When I woke up this morning, it was like, whoa. We might have to, change some things around a little bit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, well, glad to have you on the program. Trey, congratulations to you on your success this past weekend. How are you this evening?
I'm doing good.
All the way from Waddell, huh?
Oh, yeah. Nice
Man,
30
long way.
minutes.
I tell you what, we, ACU, Coach McDonald, we play a little baseball in Waddell. And so at Canyon View High School right there,
Oh, yeah.
just below the Verado Mountains. And hey, it's a nice part of town for sure.
Oh, it is, yeah.
It is. All right, let's talk some track. First and foremost, MaryAlice Mitchell, you helped women's cross country get it done against William Jessup.
Yeah.
So you guys went to Rockland and Rockland, California,
Sir.
and got it done, huh? Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
What was it like?
It was also cold.
Okay.
It was windy and dark when we got there, like at the course at before 7 in the morning. And I'm like, what is this? But it warmed up. The sun eventually came out,
Okay.
and we it was good.
That's the beauty of it. The sun always comes, most of the time.
know.
Always
Most
comes
days.
out. Not in Seattle, though, huh?
No,
Okay.
there's a lot of clouds and perpetual rain.
Well,
but-
tell us about your performance. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't like, you just went there and coasted the whole time. You went there and competed.
Came in third, yeah.
Yeah, that was stellar. It was amazing. So our number one girl, Maurice, who was on the show a couple weeks ago.
Yes, Aris Duarte.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. She's like the train that pulls us. And so I just try to keep her in sight enough the first mile. She's always like pointing at her hip. She's like, get up here, But it was a good race. It was a good competition. There was I don't remember the other schools' names, but there was a girl in a white and blue jersey, their number 1, who she was running with for most of the race, and then I was running with their number 2. And so it was just like, Maurice is going to take care of business with that girl, and I'm going to take care of business with my girl. And at the end, it was really cool because Maurice pulled away from that girl, and then I passed the first and second place of the other team within the last 400.
Okay.
Because there was an uphill right before the finish line, and they can't run hills. Some people aren't good at running hills, but so it was good just to to get past them with that kick. And so it was a good race, and I felt strong, which is always nice.
It sounds like MaryAlice came in clutch at the end.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. And for you, MaryAlice, you finished 6 seconds behind Maurice.
Yeah. It was just crazy because closing that gap slowly over the year. She was ways off, maybe 20 seconds on the first race, and the last one she was 16. So hopefully, I don't want to start anything, but I would like to just close that and see what can happen at conference. So yeah,
that's what everybody appreciates is healthy competition. You guys are making each other better, and I think that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, Trey, for me, the obvious question, the elephant in the room, how's it being with your brothers and running alongside your brothers? One of them, your twin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that like? How are the conversations at home between you guys? Do you guys talk cross country all the time, or do you just kind of that's in passing?
Oh no, we talk about it quite a bit. Yeah, and I'm not saying we don't talk trash to each other, but we definitely do talk a little trash to each other. But it's okay. We all have a great relationship, and it's great to kid each other around.
That is so cool, Kev.
Trey, what kind of challenges that did you face? Everyone's on the same track, I assume. You guys are all on the same track, different courses,
different course in Rockland.
Same course.
Same course. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like same course. It's 5 miles versus 3 miles for the girls.
Okay. I was just curious. We just heard a little bit from MaryAlice on how things ended for her, but I was just curious. Another third place finish for you. Anytime you get the top 5, you'll take it.
Oh, yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah, same. Went out with our top guy, Brandon, and we kind of worked together with some of those other, top runners for the other schools.
Okay.
And just kind of stayed in contact for 3 miles. And, right around 3 miles, Brandon made a move. And I told myself, I was like, if he's going to make a move, I got to go with him.
Yeah.
And so we were both able to kind of put some distance. And then, obviously, he got second, and I got third.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. But it was pretty cool, and I enjoyed it a lot.
That's cool.
I enjoyed it too. It was so exciting because the girls were doing their cool down and they were coming up the finish line and we're like, there's Brandon, and they're like, there's Trey, and it was such an exciting moment. So it was awesome.
You gotta love it.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. So MaryAlice, you guys got a chance to see what Rockland's like. You're going to be back there on November 5th. So what did you take away from that experience, knowing you're getting ready to turn right back around and go back there and play in the GSAC championships? I'm assuming on the same course that you guys ran on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be the same course. I feel good about it because we know how hilly it's going to be. There was a decent amount of hills. It was kind of hard. But our coach was just talking about win the downhill. When you're going up it, just maintain, but open your stride up on the downhill. And so I'll know how to expect that, whereas some of the girls who hadn't ran on that course, they're not going to, as well how to handle it or maintain your breathing, with the up and the down. Because basically the whole race was up and down hills. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah.
When you both prepare for a meet, when is your first look at the course? When do you get your first true feel for what type of course that you're going to engage upon?
Typically the night before when we run it for pre-meet, we'll run the course and just kind of get a feel where we need to look out for hills and stuff, and then also what's the start going to be like? Do you got to get out hard? Is there going to be a worry of tripping up at the beginning if you funnel into some tight spot? And then we also look kind of at the end, where does it look like it's a good idea to kind of make a move to start trying to drop people if you don't want them to be around with you at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are the courses the same from year to year, or do they change?
They can change.
Okay.
But depending on where they're located and who puts them on, they typically do a good job using the same course they do from year to year.
I see. So if you've gone to Rockland 2 or 3 times, you've got a pretty good idea what you're going to encounter.
Yeah. If you have. This was our first time competing on Rockland for the both of us, so I never ran the course before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But, it was a good course.
You have a good idea what's going to happen next time, though, that's for sure, right?
Oh, definitely. That's
Yeah.
100%.
And as Ed pointed out, there's a chance you'll be on that course again here soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, November 5th, they'll be out there. I asked Brandon and Maurice this last week, the preparation that you guys do for these long runs, because I think Brandon said he runs like maybe 70 miles of practice during the week.
It's crazy.
And I was like, what?
We were all awestruck.
Yeah. We were like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
So Trey and MaryAlice, what's your preparation? I'll go to you first, Trey, and then MaryAlice. What's your preparation like as far as your conditioning and what you eat and how much sleep you get to get prepared for a meet like you just came back from? When you just came back from Rockland, how do you prepare for those?
So first off, we just try to recover as quick as possible. We get a good night of sleep over the weekend. We got back Saturday, so Saturday night I was get to bed early.
I know you were gone.
Yeah, sleep in Sunday a little bit, and then throughout the week, obviously it's a little bit harder with school and stuff, and practices early in the morning, so we gotta get up a little early. But I try to always just prioritize. Like, there's days where you may not feel like going to bed early, but it's best for your body, so you got to go to bed early. And then
As far as your diet, what do you eat?
I mean, a pretty standard diet. I don't do anything like crazy special. Get your carbs, your proteins, and your fats, and that's about the key to. It's more about like making sure you're getting enough food, so that and you're not like picking out on like too much sugar and stuff.
Yeah.
Getting the food your body actually can utilize to recover and make you better. Because during the workouts, we say all we're doing is breaking down. There's no building up. The building up process actually starts afterwards when you're getting your sleep and your food and your nutrition and taking care of that seriously. That's when the actual workout is.
MaryAlice, is that kind of similar for what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I eat pretty like normal food. I'm a normal kid. I like cookies, okay? But like the night before, runners eat carbs, and so like the last couple of times we've had Olive Garden, which is so great. I love me some chicken Alfredo. But then like in the morning before, I pretty much eat the same thing. Like coach is like, if you've done it and it's working, don't change it, okay? And so I'll eat like a yogurt and a banana and maybe like an instant oatmeal. So pretty light stuff that can digest quickly, because like there's a lot of jostling that happens when you run.
Jostling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jostling. I'm not going to ask about the jostling, Ed. We're going to let that one roll.
I'm going to mute myself right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but diets are pretty standard. I slept for like 9.5 hours Saturday night, which I haven't done since I've been here. I was exhausted. So like recovery, it's real. It's a thing that needs to happen. So yeah.
And I'm sure you guys drink a ton of water, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, so I'm from Washington. I didn't drink a lot of water because it wasn't very hot. And I was like reading over the cross country manual, like to come here. And coach was like, it's like you have to drink half of your body weight in ounces of water between each practice. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of water. Like, how am I going to do that? But like, since I got here, I'm like, no, okay, I understand. Like, we get rid of all of it. So, yeah.
I think they asked, the suggestion is, what is it, 8-ounce glasses of water per day? Is that like the requested take-in?
I think 8's, yeah.
That's pretty good, pretty fair amount of juice right there. Mr. Janssen, you mentioned your brothers, but it sounds like that you have some sort of a southern draw. Or do we pick this up, or that's a Waddell, Arizona kind of accent you've developed?
Maybe it's just
Maybe you guys pick up on it, right?
Yeah, I hear it.
I mean, you sound like you could tell me you're from Baton Rouge, and I'd buy into it right here, right now.
No.
No? All right. 5 events. You've participated in all of them. What's your favorite event?
For
For whatever you participate in, your
Whatever you run.
athletic endeavors.
I think they're talking about track.
track, 5K. 5K is my favorite race.
Okay.
Yeah.
In your bio, it says that you run all 5 events here at ACU. So
Ran an 8K last
I
year.
assume that there was something that was linked to that.
In cross country, it stays the same. You only run an 8K. So if move on to track season, there are different races you can run. For cross country, it's standard. It's 8K.
It's the same all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. It's rough terrain, lots of hills.
Yeah.
And you got to take care of your body to get that one done. Maurice had mentioned just the level of intensity that it takes to be prepared mentally and physically. It's quite a process. I'm sure you've learned an awful lot about how to take care of your body and how to balance school and athletics.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like the physical aspect is I think it's more easily taken care of because coach tells us how many miles we would need to run. Like the calf has pretty good food, like you sleep a decent amount, like all that's taken care of. But I think for me, like it's definitely more the mental part. Like I've talking with a reasonable times just like about like the mental game. Coach Bell says like we are capable of 20% more than what our brain is telling us we are. And so like we're in the race and it's like, wow, my lungs are exploding, my legs are going to fall off. Well, you have 20% more, and just being mentally willing and able to step into that is a really difficult position.
I bet.
Yeah. And I think just for me, relying on the Lord. Like every time before I run, I say Isaiah 40:31, which is like, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary, and they'll walk and not be faint. And just be like, God, my hope's in you. Like I'm scared, I'm anxious, I don't know what's going to happen, but my hope is in you. And so I think a lot of the mental aspect is just relying on God and just being like, I need you because I can't do this without you,
Sure.
So.
And that's enough to push you over and to get you to the finish line in many cases.
Yeah.
The power's amazing.
Amen.
Trey?
Yeah, same. I mean, yeah, I would say having God and relying on the strength He gives me during races and practice definitely takes away. It helps like physical and mental strain, like being able to rest in that, and then vice versa. In a race and stuff, when you feel the nervousness, she was saying, Coach Bell tells us all the time, you can go harder than what your brain tells you can. And I also try to focus on is, an 8K is a long race. It's 5 miles. So, and you may be feeling bad at 3 miles, but things can even out over the next 2 miles. Just because it feels bad right then doesn't mean you don't get a second wind or whatever. And then, I also told myself too is you're hurting, everybody else is hurting too.
Yeah.
So
Right, suck it up.
who's going to hurt the worst?
Yeah.
I'm the
And
guy
who's going to feel sorry for you, Trey? Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm the guy in the first 3 miles going, man, this is not going good for me right here.
Yeah.
It's like, I hope it's going to get better.
Dude,
the next 5 miles are going to get better for me.
Dude,
I know
I'm in the first quarter mile and I'm done. I can't do 5 miles. No.
Coach Fastholz has got some great talent here, and we
Yeah.
certainly are appreciative that you're here at HCU. You guys have the opportunity to extend your education, develop your relationship with Jesus Christ, and at the same token, compete. So we're certainly thrilled to have you here. Congratulations on your success this weekend, and we look forward to having you back and talking more and learning more about what you're doing and the success here at HCU and the cross-country things, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
How about it? We don't talk enough cross country. Let's talk some more football. A rocket's going to launch here in studio. Maurice Rockette. Check it. Maurice is a no-show tonight.
Maurice is in class.
Give us a call.
He's doing the right thing. He's in class, Kevin.
Maurice is studying right now.
Yes.
Good for you, Maurice. We got to have guys studying.
Good job,
All right.
Mo-Rock.
Marty Rodriguez, 99. And Benny Harris.
Oh, Ben Harris is coming on? Okay.
Superstar Ben Harris on the main stage. Don't go away.
Coach, you can't leave him by himself.
Don't go. Welcome back inside the Tower Grill for the Storm Report, season number 2, episode 6. Special thank you to our previous guest. That was MaryAlice Mitchell and, of course, Trey Janssen, talking a little cross-country, but back to football. And Oklahoma Panhandle State is on the docket this Saturday night. We'll have all the action for you on the GSAC Sports Network at 6:45. But we encourage you to come on out and wear the appropriate attire, whether it's black or red. Come on out and support this team. Sell this place out. It is going to be something special as we look forward to the end of the season. But joining us on the main stage here, it's Martin Rodriguez, number 99 in your programs. Marty Rodriguez joins us, a super sophomore now. And then Ben Harris, the man that gets it done. All of your itinerary plans, your travel plans, anywhere you need to go, you need to eat, anything. Mr. Harris is likely the guy that's helped us put those festivities together. And, of course, he also is very significant with the development of guys like Martin Rodriguez on our defensive line. So, gentlemen, we welcome you in. What a long introduction, but I thought it was very appropriate. Martin, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You
Appreciate
bet.
it.
There he is. We got it. And then, of course, Ben Harris. We know Coach Harris. He's going to act like he's kind of shy. He's never at a loss for words. Coach Harris, how are you, Coach?
Never at a loss.
All right. Hey, guys, congratulations on the win. We talked to Coach Bowen about it, but Martin, for you, man, you got a lot of dudes that can push you and really kind of help you develop your game. I want to know how it worked out for you, because the offseason, at one point, there was a question whether or not you were going to be wearing 99, and I'm so glad that you and your family and our Savior Jesus Christ got together and made this happen for you.
Yeah, a lot of big things. I mean, Coach Harris, Coach Bowen talked to me about good things and brought me back into this game. Family, too, they brought me back to this game. A lot of things, like players that have my back, I have theirs. You know, like we just the love, the brotherhood here. Just see everyone, pretty much.
So, Martin, how have you grown from year 1 to year 2, especially with this defense, with Coach Harris leading you and Coach Sewell, obviously the defensive coordinator? They're just letting you loose to do what you do best, which is go after guys and make tackles and raise all kind of havoc, man.
Yeah, like leaders like Jake Hernandez from last year, man. He got me ready for this year, too. Like, I didn't have a linebacker like him ever. And then I saw him, I was like, oh, you got to step up. And then leaders like Jake Furrow. Moses is a beast, man. And then Rockette's there to, dude, like a Rocket. I mean, Mo Powell is just there to stop everything, you know, pretty much.
People refer to as Mo Powell as a rock, so you're right there. I mean, he's one of those dudes. All the guys you just mentioned have the ability to make one another better. All those guys they're just special dudes, right? They're great people on the field, but they're better people off the field. That's what I find to be so enriching about the student athletes here at Arizona Christian. Coach Harris, you might be able to speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, they're good guys that get the work done on the field, but they're doing the stuff they need to do off the field, and that's what's great about it. You know, everybody supports everybody, and yeah, it's just a great group of guys. I love being around them every day.
You mentioned Coach Sewell, Ed. What's it like playing for Keith Sewell? We have a lot of conversations with Keith off the field, and he's just a fun guy, and much respect for him. Knows the game in and out, but the way that Coach Bowen and the way that the recruiting has brought you guys together, again, it's just it's really the strength of this football team. Those guys up front.
Yep.
99. First of all, your first ever game, what was it? 3 sacks, 4 sacks for you?
Oh yeah, the last year was something different, man.
Every now and then,
It's okay.
every now and then, we'll say something that people
Martin
will
is
be
speechless.
at
It's
a
all
loss
right.
for words, right?
It's
Speechless.
Yeah. Martin, it's okay, brother. Don't worry about it.
There's an artist out there that's got a song called Speechless. What is that? Maddie and no, I don't know. It's a country tune, but whatever. JD, you'll bail us out. It's a country tune, Speechless. There you go, Dan and Shay. But anyway, right. Who? So
I don't listen to country. I don't
Me
know.
neither. I don't know country.
Coach Harris, you know, we were just asking Martin to describe the relationship with Keith Sewell. And
Oh yeah. So like the relationship with him.
That's where Marty just drew a blank. So
Everybody loves Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa. That's Grandpa right there, man. He judges everything. It's like one little thing we do on our own, dude. We won't hear the last of it during practice.
Okay.
And then you see Coach Harris step in. Oh, he saves us.
yes.
Coach Harris always has to say something.
Coach, talk about the guy to your right, Martin, and how he's grown over the 2 years. What have you seen from him from year one to year two, and what he's done so far in these first 7 games?
Oh, I think he came in last year, and you could tell he knew how to play football, and he was going to be good, and kind of got thrown to the fire that first game. That first game last year, I think I started 3 freshmen on the defensive line because we had 3 guys that missed weights and couldn't play in the first quarter. And he went in and never gave up the starting job, so he's been getting it done for us. Works his tail off. Like you mentioned earlier, we almost didn't have him back. I'm very glad we got him back. This year he's just been that much better.
Martin, for you, the number 99, was that given to you? Was it issued? Did you say, I want 99? How did you arrive at wearing 99? Because that's not a number that just anybody can wear. I think a special player wears 99, and I tell you what, you look pretty good out there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I'll start in high school, man. I always wanted the 52.
Okay.
Khalil Mack.
Sure.
Aaron Donald wasn't like that popular before.
Then he realized he was a D tackle.
Yeah.
Mark Gastineau wore that number.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah. Then I started wearing 99, and then that's my favorite number ever since. And then when I came here, it just felt like a home, like seeing 99. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know I was going to get that number.
So was it issued to you? Did you go out and request it?
No, it was issued like when I first.
They just gave it to you.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, like.
Okay. All right, so Coach Harris, we know that you got your hands in the uniform cycle every now and then.
That's all Sewell.
That's Coach Sewell.
100%.
All right, so sometimes you give a number and you issue a number to somebody with an ID in mind. And I just wondered if Coach Sewell had an ID in mind when he issued number 99 to Marty Rodriguez.
Knowing Coach Sewell, probably not. No, he just hands them out. Here
you are 99.
What size are you?
You can ask Coach Bowen next time he's sitting here. He gets fired up about the numbers in the lockers, man.
All right, let's go back just a couple weeks. You guys took care of business here at home, and you beat Ottawa, and that kind of set things up. You had won a couple games before that, but that one was circled. You checked that box, and now you've taken care of 2 games since then. Now we got Oklahoma, Panhandle State. For you, when you look at the assignment, what you're going to have, what they're like, I'm sure you've had a sneak peek at them on film to this point. What kind of challenges do they pose, the Aggies?
I mean, Coach Harris here, man, him and Coach Sewell, they set everything up. Like today, we had the walkthroughs, told us about everything, how they do like the run, the pass. I mean, their team. I mean, every week we got to see a team and like do the best we could, like prepare. And practice is where it all starts. Like O-line, D-line, that's where the trenches, and we fight. Will Chambers, we go against each other. Mason Coleup, dude, he's something else too. Like people don't talk about him, but he's something. Like we just gotta see him.
I feel like we asked some similar type questions, and some of the progression from the conversation leads to those questions. Like you're talking about Mason Coleup. We always ask these guys, who makes you better in practice?
I was about to ask that.
And there you go, Quincy Clemens, and you said Will Chambers, Kalen Merriman, maybe.
Yeah, Kalen too. Kalen's a little funny guy, man. And
when got to hit Marty with the prompter here on these dudes, right?
Yeah, like let's say if I were to beat someone, Kalen, man, he comes in and helps, and he yells at them like as a leader, like you're supposed to tell him something, and then it's funny because he's like an old man to me, but me and him are like this, and then we're just cool. But that's how we get better,
That is so cool.
Week.
Martin, can you see this defense getting better every week? Can you?
Oh yeah,
feel...
definitely. Like the trust in like Moses, Jake, Jalen. Like we have a good rotation. Like if someone gets tired, we have someone to trust. And then it comes from this guy. Like the recruiting is just well done.
So you guys are like wolves. You're just ready to get out there. When you come off, you're like, okay,
oh yeah, we can't wait.
When's my turn?
We can't wait.
When am I getting back out there?
Yeah, you see everyone bunched up, ready to go in, and then we just want to go in and then show what we got.
For the fans and the broadcasters that watch the game, how do you establish those rotations? Is it all game scripted? Is it that you're going out there in the proverbial hockey shifts? You're going to leave it out there 4 or 5 plays at a time, leave it all out, and then come back and rehydrate, refresh, and regroup? Or how do you guys develop the rotations, Coach?
I usually go into every game having one in mind.
Okay.
How it's going to kind of work out. Now it doesn't always go to script. Ottawa, it didn't go to script. Jake played I think 81 snaps against Ottawa.
Jake Farrell.
Yeah.
Wow.
So. I always have a plan going in, but if it calls for it, I'll get off that script real fast. If everybody's getting it done, then we'll just stick with the rotation. But yeah, I'm not going to be on a rotation just to be on a rotation.
Okay. But all these guys have developed and have earned playing time.
Oh yeah,
all
absolutely.
to a man, right?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we travel 10, and it's hard not to get all 10 of them in. I mean, they work their butts off in practice, and yeah, they all deserve it. So. But at the end of the day, you're going to roll with the guys that you think are ready and that are going to be able to get the job done every snap.
My last one for each of you in a different perspective. But, Marty, who are the players, or maybe let's just do it this way, who are the coaches that kind of keep you light and that keep you laughing and have the most fun with you? And then, Ben, for you, who are the players that, bring that comedic side out and keep everybody rolling?
I mean,
First, you, Marty.
Beginning of the week, Coach Harris comes to practice, a little funny, and then he gets so serious and gets down. And then he has other things, too. He's not just a D-line coach, he's a special teams coach. And then we have Coach Mo. Coach Mo, man, he's funny, man. He takes us to the side. He gets us running, gets us doing things that we just didn't think we'd just never do. And he'll call out other, groups. He'd be like, look at them. We're doing things that they're not doing, and then we're just trying to get better. And that comes from him, too. He just gets us ready for the game. But, yeah, pretty much.
Ben, how about those players?
The goofiest guy on the DLR, the funnest guy, funniest, it'd have to be King, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, King of Bochua, man. He's something different, man.
Okay.
Sometimes we got to tell something, but he lights us up sometimes when we're serious.
He keeps things laid back. He's a good guy.
He's a good, funny guy.
All right, now tell us about King.
King Ibochua, man. He's funny in class. He's serious. He's real serious in class, too. I follow him. I mean, he's such a leader on and off the field, and it just helps me with my faith and all that.
Fantastic.
Coach, for you, how great is it to have young men that are already self-motivated, guys that you don't have to push because they push themselves and they push each other together?
Oh, it's awesome because I just got to point them in the right direction. I mean, that's what defense is controlled chaos. So, my job with them, they're already raring to go. It's just a matter of getting them to control their controllables and play within the system. That's the biggest thing with us. We got talent across the board, but you can't have guys trying to do too much. Everybody's got to do their job, and if all 11 are doing their job, things seem to work out.
Tell you what, it's been impressive to watch you guys do your thing, winners of 4 straight, and the idea that all parts of the defense are working in harmony right now are pretty impressive with the front 7. And then you put your secondary back there, 10 picks just with 2 guys that lead the nation in that category. And Jordan Francis and Riley Tucker. And obviously you guys are part of that because you put the pressure on the quarterback and you make the quarterback have to make a read a split second faster than he's ready to go. And then you're there to make things difficult. So it has been a ton of fun for us. Congratulations thus far. Still some work to do, to say the least. Maybe unfinished business thus far. But Oklahoma Panhandle State is next on the docket. And Ed, we're going to be there at center stage for that one.
Absolutely. Cannot wait for that.
Gentlemen, we thank you for your appearance here on the Storm Report. As always, a special thank you to all of our guests, including head coach Jeff Bowen and, of course, MaryAlice Mitchell and Mr. Trey Janssen, all the people here that make things possible. Ben Harris and Martin Rodriguez. Maurice Rockette, we understand, is getting his studies on, and that is what you should be doing, my friend. But we wanted to talk about Maurice a little bit. He is having a phenomenal season. He's having a Sooner Athletic Conference first team type of campaign as Maurice Rockette, so we'll miss conversation with him. But special thank you to our SID, Mr. Tim Gosen, Devin Williams, and, of course, J.D. Hamby. It's been our pleasure. For Ed Cole, I'm Kevin Derryberry. Until next time, so long for now.